Okay, so we just have another mastermind session, and the discussion today was common landmines that come up at the last hour of deal. So when it's closing, and how to avoid them. So there's nightmares when a broker has a mortgage ready to fund, and there's problems that happen at the last minute that you want to avoid at all costs because it's going to create stress for you, for your client, for the realtor partners, for everybody. Number one, some lenders, they in the policy, they want to check again the credit report or hit the credit report a few days before closing. We all know that the lenders have the right to maintain the financial situation, or the clients have to maintain the financial situation throughout the transaction until it funds, and later, of course. But sometimes some lenders pull the credit, and if, for example, their beacon has dropped by no fault of their own on the clients, they may cancel the deal, or sometimes things without any control happens, like they go to a parking lot and they're getting a parking ticket that is not just, and that hits the record, and now it drops the beacon again, or it shows pending something, and that could potentially cancel the deal at the last minute. So be aware of which lenders do that, and act accordingly. Okay, number two, super important. When a file is not broker complete 10 days before closing, most lenders have in their either policy or in their commitments that if the file is not broker complete 10 business days, so 2 weeks before closing, then if they do not fund, it's on the broker responsibility. So make sure that all your files are broker complete way past, within 2 or 3 weeks of funding. Because if the file does not fund, then of course it will be the lender responsibility. So be aware of that little clause, because you don't want to be talking to a lawyer and being shown that little piece of information when something goes wrong. So super important having broker complete files way before closing. Number three, IDs. Okay, always get the ID of your client up front. Why? If you don't get the ID up front, and the lawyer, when it's funding, cannot verify the identity of the borrowers, the deal will not fund. And there's still a lot of files where this happened, either because the ID has expired and it hasn't been renewed, so it's not current, or sometimes people may not have the appropriate ID to show the lawyer that they are the applicant. The deal will not fund. Pay attention and collect ID up front. So that's number three. Okay, number four. What is number four? Oh, very good. Um, we had situations where clients, for us mortgage brokers, mortgage agents, is super crystal clear that a person should not quit their job, after it has been broker complete before funding. But sometimes for people, even that piece of information is not clear for them. So have a list of all the things that can go wrong, or that the client shouldn't do after approval. There's lots of lists out there. If you go on YouTube and you Google top 10 mistakes after a mortgage approval, you will see one video that I sent clients on major mistakes that you should avoid, like stay with the current job, or don't change jobs, don't ramp up your credit card debt, don't start buying furniture, don't apply for other cards and start using credit, because all those things can potentially derail your file at the last minute. Have a list in your process, have that list and send it to all your clients, and search on the internet for those lists. There's a lot of them out there that you can customize for your own. Another one, very important, if you do files on a holding company, okay, usually lenders will take a little longer because they need the lender's lawyer to review the holding document, the holdco documents. So they need to review that. So they need additional time. It had came in our mastermind. One of the brokers or agents had a lender had their documents reviewed by their own lawyer, and that created a little bit of an extra cost and a delay in the process. So it got really stressful for the realtor, for the buyer's lawyer, for the broker and for the borrower. So make sure if you are doing holding company files to allow a little bit more time for that to happen. And number seven, when the down payment is coming from overseas. If the down payment is coming from overseas, make sure that you know that the lender will be okay with the country where the down payment is coming from, and encourage your borrowers to have the funds in Canada in their bank account with enough weeks before closing. Sometimes clients like to send the funds a few days before closing. That's a big problem. The funds may not come on time. The lender may want to see the funds in Canada, so have them deposit their funds and do not move those funds from that account way before closing. Okay, a good rule of thumb, if you want to be extra conservative, a month before. Okay, so that's another important one. And always, number seven, always have or confirm with the notary or lawyer that you're using that they receive instructions from the lender. Lenders have their process. They are really good in sending documents, but sometimes maybe the lawyer was updated or the notary was updated, or they send the document, but the lawyer or the notary did not receive them. So at least 5 business days before closing, you should have a note from the lawyer, borrower's lawyer or notary, saying that they have received instructions, so the file goes smooth. Seven tips so your files do not blow up at the last minute and you have a stress free transactions with all your clients. All the best. Camilo Rodriguez with Mortgages Lab. Please contact us if you want to join this mastermind. It's really good because we have insights from many brokers. We have all the way up to 200 brokers that come and go at this mastermind. We have on average about 30 coming in and sharing best tips, tricks, and secrets of running a very successful mortgage broker or mortgage agent practice. All the best.